Hi and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make cheese scones. These were one of my favourite things when I was little. My mum used to make them and they never lasted long once they came out of the oven, and I couldn't wait to get my teeth into them. They are so tasty. So let's get started. In my bowl I have 225 grams of plain flour. Normally I would use self-raising, but at the moment I can't get any self-raising. And in the recipe it's 225 of self-raising and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Because I haven't got any self-raising, I'm putting 3 teaspoons of baking powder in, because it's 1 teaspoon for every 150 grams of plain flour. So there goes the baking powder. The next thing I'm going to add is mustard. This is just plain English mustard powder, and a pinch of salt. And I'm just going to flick it round a bit with my fork, and that sort of acts as if I'm sieving it, and it will sort of mix the powder and the mustard sort of a bit more evenly through. And that's it done. This is 40 grams of butter. I'm just going to chop that with my knife until it gets small, and then I'm going to go in with my hands and I'm going to rub it together until it forms breadcrumbs. If you don't mind a mess, you can let your children do this. I quite often, when I have my nieces round, I let them have a go at rubbing in, and we generally end up with flour over everything and not so much in the bowl, but it is fun. There we go, we have nice breadcrumbs now. Here I have 50 grams of cheddar cheese. I'm going to sprinkle that in, and I'm just going to leave a little bit to put on top of the scones before I put them in the oven. You don't have to put this in. This is half a stick of finely chopped celery, but celery and cheese go really well together, and it just adds a little bit of crunch to the scone. There. And lastly, I'm putting in some garlic chives. Now I've got garlic chives growing in my garden. If you can't get them, just use ordinary chives. I had chives in my garden, I killed them. I seem to have loads of garlic chives, so that's what I use. And this just adds a little bit of nice colour to the scone. And I'm just going to mix this through, and as you can see, as I'm mixing it, you get these lovely little speckles of green. Now we've got the cheese and celery and the chives mixed through, I'm just going to gradually add in approximately 150 ml of milk. You don't want a hard, stiff dough, you want it to be quite loose and soft. I'll use the knife to start with, and then as it starts coming together, I'll go in with my hands. There's something quite therapeutic about making something that is so simple and so tasty as a cheese scone, and they're such a nice savoury thing to have as well. I know we all have scones with jam and cream, but these are really special. What I'm going to do now is put it on my board, get rid of my bowl and get some flour and start pressing it out. Just going to sprinkle some flour on my worktop. You don't need a rolling pin. Just sort of press it out with your hands until it is about 2 centimetres in thickness. This is a 6 centimetre cutter. Because it's a savoury, you use the plain side. I don't know why. Sweet is supposed to be fluted, plain for savoury. And you just cut them out and try and go straight down. Whoops, 2. Bring your dough back together again and do this and repeat. We should get about 8 from this. That's 6, we want to get 8. It's typical, isn't it? I normally get 8 out of this. Today I'm only going to get 7. I'm now going to get my board and we'll put them on the board. Let's clear up a bit of the mess. I don't spread it everywhere. Right, I'm putting them on a baking sheet, reasonably spaced apart. I'm going to brush the tops with a little bit of milk. And I don't want it to go down the sides, because if it goes down the sides it prevents them from rising. Oops, oh, that's one going down the side, and they sort of go, they'll rise lopsided. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top of each one. And this is just cayenne pepper. It just adds a little bit of spice and bite, and it also makes it look pretty because it's red. I'm just going to sprinkle some over the top. They now go in the oven at 220 for approximately 10 minutes. There we have it, they're done. They're a little browner than I intended because we were trying to do something special with the filming and I forgot to put the timer on. They should have been in for just under 10 minutes, and I think they're in for a bit longer. I'm going to have the dodgy one. I'm never going to win a bake-off, am I? They're not identical. Oh, they're lovely and soft, and that's just what you want. A scone should be lovely and crumbly inside. I always have trouble telling you what they're like after this. They are so nice. You can taste the cheese. And the celery just gives a little bit of freshness to them. They're really delicious. We're going to save these and we're going to get up early tomorrow morning and we're going to go on a big hike, so we're going to have them for breakfast. I do hope you have a go at making them. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the notification button, and I'll see you all again next time. Thank you for watching. Oh, she's so cute.
You are very cute, aren't you?
Yeah.
For some reason you're worn out now. Guaranteed you'll bark later, but you're worn out for the time being.
There. I was just about to talk then. Are you having a dream?
What are you doing? You just woken up? Yeah?